Hey you guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day and a wonderful life, of course. In today's video, I'm going to unbox the Kobo Libra Color. I've always wanted to try my very own Kobo e-reader since the regular Libra was out, but then I got the books page and wanted to wait it out until they released a new one. I was very excited when I first saw the videos and pictures, but money was a little too tight. So I waited a few months to collect everything for this video, and now here we are. I first unboxed and customized this back in September, but I got sidetracked with other e-readers and I wasn't able to really test it out until now. Kobo has one of the best packaging out of all the e-readers I've tried so far. It was quite simple to set up. It did take a bit longer to get everything in order versus the Kindle Paperwhite 11th edition I unboxed a year ago. Before I can get into the actual review, let me go over some important specs. It comes with a 7-inch e-ink Kaleido 3 color e-paper display, 32 GB of storage, built-in Bluetooth for Kobo audiobooks, and is also waterproof for up to 60 minutes and up to 2 meters of water. Like many other e-readers, it gives a quick overview on how to navigate the UI. Kobo does have its own library at a cheaper price. The KU library does have a larger range of content and it's still my favorite when it comes to indie writers. The Kobo is pretty popular outside of the States because of Overdrive. For example, all of my Canadian Crodies can connect their Libby account to their Kindles because of some type of region restrictions that Amazon has on their e-readers. Yes, I got me the Kobo clear case and new stylus. I've seen some people use this with the Surface Pro compatible stylus, but what really made me want the Kobo stylus 2 was the built-in eraser on the end. There will be a white version coming out now, which sucks because I'm not paying for another one and it should have been one of the first options on the release date. I do want to tell y'all that I have lost the stylus between my bed sheets several times when I was annotating on my bed. So yes, it does fall off depending on how you move around on your bed because I move a lot. I like to rotate a lot and yeah. You don't have to get the case from Kobo because the cheap ones still work with magnetic stylus, but it can pop off of it more often though. I did get a lot of stickers to customize the back even though I didn't like how it turned out. Honestly, I might just put a skin over it soon or an insert. As always, I'll make sure to leave links that are still available down below. Because the black stylus would have made it look off, I decided to get a skin decal for the first Apple Pen from Amazon. It aligned perfectly and it was super quick and easy to apply. The only thing I had to do was make a cutout for the USB port. I've now read 3 books on the Libra Color, so I think I can finally give my opinions on it. Again, it's really simple to navigate and it has a few features that the Kindle doesn't. first book I read was from Katharine Amaro's new release, which I immediately pre-ordered for my Kobo. I had no issues annotating on this since it came from the Kobo store. Even though I don't read manga or manhwa as much as before, I still use colored e-readers more often than not because I love highlighting and typing in notes or thoughts while reading. You can also write on the actual book rather than the Kindle Scribe where you have to scribble inside of a sticky note. When annotating, it doesn't give that many pen options, unlike the Bigme B75 1C. The color selection is pretty good though. When it comes to the eraser, be careful when writing little notes where you highlight because you can accidentally erase the highlight with the written note, but you don't have this issue whenever you type in a note. I personally use the warm light feature rather than dark mode. The dark mode is a vibe when annotating on it as well. Keep in mind, dark mode would only be in use when reading. A feature that a lot of people like about Kobos is the rotating feature. So if you like reading horizontally rather than vertically, Libra's got your back. Just like any other e-readers nowadays, you can look through your annotations and notes. It's pretty simple to skim through, but beware if you're borrowing library books because if you buy them later on, they may or may not show up. I'll make sure to leave a link down below where another YouTuber was talking about having this issue with their Libra color. Now here comes the issue I have with this device. I decided to sideload books I found on the web, which I love doing because it's easier to transfer my books to mine and my siblings' e-readers. But for some reason, pages kept lagging or took forever to go to the next chapter. I also had issue with some pages not allowing me to either highlight or highlight more than once. I also had to restart it like twice because it kept freezing up on me, specifically when it came to these type of books. I will say that the covers on Kobo e-readers look more detailed and crisp looking than other e-readers I've tried so far. Reading manga on this looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, but I do like reading manga preferably on my books tabs rather than this one because since it has Kaleido e-ink technology, it looks a bit washed out. You are also able to make different notebooks for whatever it may be. Instead of clicking out, you can just drag from the top middle screen and go back to whatever book you were reading. I also bought a book journal PDF from Etsy, which I'll leave down below if you want to have everything in one place. It doesn't have palm rejection, so it is a struggle sometimes. So here's my brother's Kobo Clara color. It's basically the same minus the side buttons and battery life. The Clara's battery is pretty much comparable to the Kindle Basics, but the Libra color comes with a bigger battery size, so you can get a couple of more days extra compared to Paperwhites. I got 3 weeks of battery life when I was reading 1 to 2 hours almost every day between that time frame. One thing I will say that I'm also not a huge fan of when I'm reading at night is how bright it is even at level 4 brightness. Compared to other e-readers, it's definitely brighter, which is a pro, but since I mainly read at night and I have super sensitive eyes, it was bothering me throughout the night even with the warm light all the way high. I do think reading manga and manhwa on the Bigme B75-1C and books tabs provide a better experience since I can zoom in and out and the darks look richer. My most asked question is, which e-reader you recommend? It's hard giving out recommendations because it really depends what you're looking for in an e-reader and what you mainly do on it. The B75-1C is still the cheapest e-reader with a stylus at the moment and offers more features because of the Play Store app and the integrated reading app that gives more pen features and allows you to add a page turn blocker when annotating. It does look dimmer next to it, but it's not something I had an issue with before. I do wish that the stylus was magnetic and Bigme had more case options for customization. Currently, my favorite color e-reader would have to be the Booksco Color 7. I haven't had any issues with the same books I read on the Kobo, and through Books' integrated reading app, I can annotate just the same with the exception of little notes on the page because it's not compatible with the stylus. It also offers text-to-speech and so many other features to elevate your reading experience. Now, the best turn page buttons in this modern age would have to be Kobo Libras because it's more responsive and kind of similar to my Kindle keyboard. The buttons on the Bigme and books are a bit too flushed in for me, and I sometimes skip a page or two when I'm switching between the Kobo and the Color 7. I showed these Micropad aka page clickers on my reels before, and I even have a tutorial on how to set it up on TikTok and IG. Unfortunately, these don't work on Kindles or Kobos, but I do hear that the mini 8-bit DIO controller works with Kobo. These are better alternatives than those bipolar page clickers we've seen on BookTok. I still love my Kindle and I have a huge KU library that I haven't touched the surface of, but I think if you're wanting more for a color e-reader, any of these three would be more bang for your buck rather than the Colorsoft that is way too overpriced for what it has and lacks. I almost forgot to mention, but I was successful in transferring over my paid Kindle library thanks to Calibre. I have a playlist where you can learn how to do this yourself. It's super easy but time consuming if you have a big library, but it's so worth it. Also keep in mind that books borrowed from the KU library won't be transferable unless you actually buy them. Let me know what you think about the Kobo Libra color and sound off in the comments down below if you're thinking of getting one or you already have one. Also, let me know your experiences with other e-readers you may have because I'd like to know. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching another Cozy-ish review session with me. Please stay safe and take care of yourselves. See you in the next one. Deuces.